Well, in this video I will show you how to find the area of a triangle. Now, of course, back in the lower grades we learned that the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. But what happens if you're not given the height of the triangle? You could still find the area if you are either given side angle side or side side side. If we're given two sides and the included angle, we can find the area of that triangle using this formula. On the other hand, if we're given all three sides of a triangle, we can find the area of the triangle using this formula. Okay, so for problem number 7 here, we're going to wind up using this formula, the first formula, and they're mentioning problem number 1. So here we are given two sides and the included angle, so we should be able to use this formula. So the area should be one half the product of the two sides, so 1/2 7 times 10 times the sine of the included angle, so times the sine of 51. So just go ahead and put this whole thing in your calculator. So the area is 27.200 units squared. Alright, let's go ahead and slide over and take a look at number 8. Now problem number 8 is based off of problem number 2, so I'm going to have to take a look at that. So here's problem number 2. Now we're supposed to use the formula for which we would normally need side 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 information. However, we are not given side side side, so what we need to do is use the law of cosines to calculate the other side. Now we did this in a previous video, and the results of that work are right here. So if you need to go back and watch the video for problem number 2 to see what we did, then be my guest. But the bottom line is we found side B, which is the missing side, the 15.022. So at this point we have all three sides, so we should be able to use the formula. Now the first part of the formula is that we have to figure out what S is. So let's go ahead and do that. So remember that S is 1/2 the sum of the three sides. So S is 1/2 A plus B plus C. So we need to figure that out. So in this case, that's going to be 1/2 16 plus 15.022 plus 12. Alright, so put that in your calculator. So I got 21.511. So that's S. So now we have S and we have A, B, and C. So we should be able to find the area using this formula. So the area is going to equal the square root of S. So it's going to be the square root of 21.511 times S minus A times S minus B, so that's 21.511 minus 15.022, and then S minus C. So 21.511 minus 12. Alright, so put this in your calculator. Now I'm going to say a word about using your calculator. I don't often use the store feature, but I must admit this is one of the times that I'm tempted to use it. So if you've never used the store button before, try it out. See if you like it. What am I talking about? So in this formula, you have this variable s that shows up 4 times. And it's a relatively long string of characters. So typing in this whole thing is a little bit cumbersome, and it might be slightly quicker to enter these variables into the memory of your calculator. So let's play around with that. So the S is 21.511. So we can type in 21.511 and we can hit the store button and we can find the letter S, which is right there. So that's alpha S, and hit enter. So now that quantity has been stored inside of variable S, letter S. And we could really go ahead and do that with all of the variables. So A is 16, so we can go 16, and then we can store that. There's no lowercase a, so I'm just going to go ahead and use uppercase A. Alright, and then B is 15.022. So 15.022, I'm going to store that in B. And C was 12, so 12, and I'm going to store that in C. Alright, so everything has been stored up. So now I should be able to literally just type in this expression just the way it is. So that's what I'm going to do. So the square root of S, okay, and then times S minus A, and then S minus B, and then S minus C. Enter. And then that should be the answer right there. So 85.536, got to round up. And I'm just going to say units squared for good measure. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, so for number 9, we are given side, angle, side, and we're supposed to use the formula that looks like this. Area is equal to 1/2 A times B times the sine of angle C. So that's what we're going to do. So this is going to be 1/2 of 21.5 times 13 times the sine of 79.3. Just put this in your calculator and that'll be it. So I got 137.320 square units. Let's keep going. For number 10, we're supposed to find the area using this formula. Now, number 10 is not one of the problems where we were given all 3 sides. We were given side, angle, side. So you would have to find the third side in order to use the formula that we are supposed to use. But we're on number 10 and this is number 4, so we've already done this on a previous video, and here is how it turned out. So at this point we have found all 3 sides, so we're going to pick up from there and use that information in order to find the area. Alright, so we have A, B, and C. I've just copied from that previously done problem. Now, in addition to A, B, and C, we need S. So please remember that this letter S is 1/2 the sum of all of these. So it's really 1/2 of the perimeter of the triangle, if you want to think of it that way. So it's 1/2 25 plus 30 plus 54.171. So let's go ahead and calculate that and figure out what that is. So I'm getting 54.585 for my value of S. So at this point, I'm just going to substitute all four of these values into this formula and put it all in my calculator. Now I'm once again going to use the store feature of my calculator to make this go faster. So since A is 25, I'm going to hit 25 and I'm going to store that into letter A. Alright, and then B is 30. So I'm going to do 30 and I'm going to store that into letter B. And C is 54.171. So 54.171. I'm going to store that into letter C. And then S is 54.585. So 54.585. I'm going to store that into letter S. So now's the time I would type in this entire equation, alright, this entire expression in my calculator, the formula. But because I just typed this in a little while ago, a shortcut that I could use is to go back to the formula, highlight it, and just hit enter. And so now it's ready to go again, but this time if I hit enter, it's using the new values that I substituted in. So it just saves me a little bit of time from having to type this in again. I can just reuse it, recycle, reduce, reuse, recycle, people, save the world. So I'm getting 128.206. Wow. Alright, and I'm just going to put units squared for good measure. Alright, so that's it for number 10. Alright, for number 11, we're supposed to find the area of number 5. Number 5, we are given side, 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 but we're supposed to use the formula for side, angle, side. We're going to need two sides and an included angle. So I'm going to go ahead and use side A, side B, and angle C. So I'm just going to copy these three values over. Oh, notice that we found angle C during a previous video using the law of cosines. But for the area, I'm not going to recalculate that all over again. I'm just going to use the value that we found. If you want to see how we found the measure of angle C from this information, go back and watch the previous video. So here I've copied over those values. Now we're supposed to use the area formula that says the area will equal 1/2 side A times side B times the sine of angle C. So that means we're going to have 1/2 of 32 times 38 times the sine of 81.678 degrees. So just go ahead and put all this in your calculator and that should give you the area. So here I got 601.598 square units. Alright, let's do one more. For number 12, we're supposed to find the area of number 6. So here's what number 6 is. We're given side, side, side information, and this is one of the ones that we're supposed to use the formula for side, side, side. So we're in good shape. We're supposed to use this formula to find the area, and here we know that A is 2, B is 7, and C is 8. So we just need to find S now. And remember that S is 1/2 the sum of all of these. So it's just 1/2 2 plus 7 plus 8. So of course that is 8.5. So now we have A, B, C, and S. So it's really just a matter of substituting all that into the formula. Alright, so just go ahead and type all this in your calculator, and that's going to give you the answer. So I'm coming up with an area of 6.437 square units. And that's going to do it for this video. I hope it was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.